Welcome back to Mint, where we explore the world of personal finance, making it simple and relatable for you. Whether you're looking to earn, spend, save or invest, we've got you covered. In recent years, Kenya has witnessed a remarkable shift in the advertising landscape. In 2024, the annual spend on influencer advertising was 274.77 million shillings. What has enabled influencer advertising to become a powerful tool for brands to engage with consumers?
I remember my first brand campaign. Okay, I won't mention the brand, but I remember working with guys who didn't even have KRA pins.
According to the Digital Kenya 2025 report by Meltwater and We Are Social, the annual spend on influencer advertising has reached 274.77 million shillings in 2024, showcasing the significant investment brands are making. This was a remarkable 15.1% year-on-year increase, or 36.12 million shillings, highlighting the sector's rapid growth. And while that's just 1.8% of Kenya's total digital ad spend, which hit 15.22 billion shillings, it's clear that influencers are now serious players in the marketing game. Content creation has evolved over time. Brian Bunde was among the first influencers in Kenya, and he has watched the game grow over the last decade.
Right now, it's more complicated because there are so many ways of promoting a product. Initially, you could just do a text. Then images join the platform. So you have to do text and let's say the image that the client has shared with you. Then now memes came in. So you input your memes to the content and it goes viral and the product is known out there.
Kenyan influencers are making money through sponsored content, affiliate links, product placement, match drops, event appearances, and those curated brand experiences, the ones that scream luxury launch and invite-only vibes. Organized influencers consider a list of things before they give you their price.
For me, when it comes to pricing, I usually now factor in the time it's going to take, the number of people I'll definitely have to work with, if it includes extras, if it includes the camera crew. Of course, editing has to be part of it. Also, I'm a big deal. I have to add that. Like, hey, client has approached me, so the client has to know, working with someone with 500 followers, you are working with someone who's this level.
Now, creators work with influencer marketing platforms. Think of them as talent agents for the digital age.
Sometimes there are platforms that assist with that. And the way those platforms work is you sign up. Then after signing up, they're the ones who are going to look for gigs for you. And they're the ones who are going to recommend you to the clients. So even the payment, when it comes in, it doesn't come directly to you. It comes to the platform itself. Then they're the ones who send the money to you.
However, one of the challenges that influencers face is the lack of set rates.
Now, the biggest problem usually is clients telling you, oh, but we're a small brand. Oh, yeah, we're struggling. So, of course, that stifles your pricing, and you might find yourself, let's say, with 10,000 followers, and you're asking the client for, let's say, 5,000 Kenya shillings.
So, is this why influencers are secretive about their rate cards?
Influencers usually get keep because, sadly, they don't want people to know that they're being paid badly. So if, for example, I'm being paid by a random, let's say, telecommunication brand, I'm being paid, let's say, 10,000 bob for a video, and someone else is being paid, let's say, 50,000 bob. I might be embarrassed to tell them, oh yeah, by the way, I'm being paid 10,000. How much are you guys being paid? As for being paid 50,000, then you're like, what? Yeah, so you'll feel like you're being shortchanged.
But how does Kenya compare to other countries on the continent when it comes to influencer pay?
Globally, there are countries like South Africa who pay influencers quite well. Even Nigerians, they pay influencers quite well. When you look at artists like Davido, when you look at all these actors in South African shows, so many of them are paid quite well. from an influencer perspective to even them doing brand deals and even them acting in the scenarios and situations that they're in the different series and movies. If you know you're worth this amount, stick to that. If possible, go higher. Yeah. And always revise your rate card each and every year to a higher level.
Behind the glam of content creation, there's a lot that doesn't make it to the feed.
Sometimes it works out. It's a hit or miss, you never know. But sadly, if it's a miss, it's a bad miss, because I've seen so many influencers out there struggling to the point that sometimes they jump into alcoholism and drug abuse. So the pressure can be quite intense, especially maintaining that lifestyle, because someone knows you as a fashionista, someone who goes out, someone who always dresses up or always has makeup, then the brand deals die, maybe due to COVID or elections or just the temperature in the country.
Want in? Here's the starter kit. Post often, find your niche, be real, watch your numbers, and don't undersell yourself. If you stay focused, keep showing up, and really understand your audience, monetizing your content is possible. In our Money and Fame segment, we introduce Lydia KM, a lawyer who has successfully transitioned into a content creator and podcaster. Let's explore how she's making money in this digital age.
With 134,000 YouTube subscribers, 210,000 Instagram followers, and 18,600 TikTok followers, Lydia KM, an award-winning podcaster, chose not to venture into what might have been a lucrative law career to take on content creation. But how did she grow such a massive social media following? Here is her story.
I have a degree in law and also a master's in international commercial law. I was a paralegal for about 2 years after I graduated with my master's, and then I moved here to do law school. So when I got here, if you have an international degree, they make you do conversion courses in Riara to make your degree more Kenyan, I guess. But I didn't have a problem with that. But first of all, it frustrated me because I was going to retake a lot of the courses that I had already done.
However, this would entail more studying. As her long-term plan had always been entrepreneurship, she thought it best to venture into a career that would offer her flexibility.
Because I wanted a lot of freedom of my time when I wanted to be a wife and a mom. So I started thinking about like what I like, what I'm talented in, what I would, if success was guaranteed, what would I do? Those kind of questions.
This sets her on a journey that led to GOtv, where she became the host of the Let's Talk show for about 2.5 years. During the last year, she was joined by Muruge Munyi, who opened her eyes to the opportunities that social media could offer.
I was already starting to feel like I want to talk about different things and I want to be in control about of what I'm talking. So like the combination of like my yearning for more and then meeting Murugi, those two were like the two factors that enabled me to have the courage to step out. Actually, in COVID, because COVID hit in 2020, and then I started creating content more intentionally. Then I got my first brand deal, I think it was 2020, like coming to the end, and I was just like, I think I should just risk it. Let me just quit and then see how content is going to be. That next year wasn't so easy at all because it wasn't like brands were rolling in as I thought they would, but I like that because I had already quit, I had to make it work. But then now coming to like 2021, around June or July, things just kind of took off.
But how much does one earn from content creation?
You can earn a ton on social media. You really, really can. Like with great brand positioning, being consistent, offering value. Like there's so many ways that this can be like such an incredible career for you, for sure. There's many content creators who I know is like consistently, they're just like constantly earning a lot of money. But for me, it's like, it can be in and out. It can be in and out. This year, I would say, has been like pretty consistent, but there are years when it hasn't been. Like last year wasn't as consistent, but then the year before was consistent. So it can be up and down.
As content creation became more lucrative, she chose to build a healthier relationship with money.
But I'm like, in your big 33 years old, I think you need to know more about money. So I did the how to become a dollar millionaire with Just IV and the Mover Society. I did that in January. And that has totally changed the way that I see money, for sure. I have a wealth manager who really does be kicking my ass. We go and I'm just like, okay, so this is what has come in. She's like, all of it go to like savings and investments, and you're just like, excuse me, because I believe that my money is like when I'm seeing that number in my bank account.
She also tracks her spending
so that I can see where money goes. I'm also tithing now. Like, I just feel like that's something I want to do. 10% goes to the Lord. I don't know if I would say I'm a spendthrift, but when it's like, it's time to spend, I finna spend. It's not like every day I'm looking for this urge to spend my money, but yeah, when it's time to spend, yeah, I can drop a penny. Can drop a penny or two or three.
And over time, she has found ways to separate her public persona from her private life.
The more parts of you're exposing to social media, the more fragments that they feel like they own. Yeah, you've gotta find ways to keep it about you and the reality that you're experiencing, as opposed to the reality that people are perceiving.
For anyone thinking of venturing into content creation, Lydia advises that this should be about more than money, as one needs a bigger purpose.
Find something that's anchoring you very firmly on the ground, whether it's therapy, whether it's church, whether it's good, solid friends around you, whether it's family, something. Because it's very easy to start believing that social media is the life.
Lydia's journey demonstrates the possibility of diversifying your income streams while pursuing your passions. Identify your strengths, build an audience, find ways to monetize your skills. Thank you for joining us on this premiere episode of Mint. Remember to be smart with your money and stay tuned for more tips on earning, spending, saving, and investing. Until next time, keep your finances in check. Discover more on Mint via mula.co.ke or tv47.digital.